Shalom, welcome to Tactically Torah. I am Heath Hayes, and today is day 5, I think. Yeah, I think so. Anyways, we're going to be reading chapters 13, 14, and 15 of the book of Genesis. So let's just go ahead and dive in. Chapter 13. And Abram went up from Mitzrayim into the south, and he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him. And Abram was very rich in livestock and in silver and gold. And he went on his journey from the south as far as Beth El, to a place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Ai, to the place of the slaughter place which he had made there at first. And there Abram called on the name of Yahweh. Now Lot, who went with Abram, also had flocks and herds and tents, and the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their possessions were great, so that they could not dwell together. And there was strife between the herdsmen of Abram's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. And at that time the Canaanites and the Perizzites dwelt in the land. Then Abram said to Lot, Let there be no strife between you and me, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are brothers. Is not all the land before you? Please separate from me. If you take left, then I go to the right. Or, if you go to the right, then I go to the left. And Lot lifted up his eyes and saw that all the plain of the Jordan, the Yarden, that it was well watered everywhere, before Yahweh destroyed Sodom and Amorah, like the garden of Yahweh, like the land of Mitzrayim, as you go toward Zoar. So Lot chose for himself all the plain of the Yarden, and Lot moved east. Thus they separated from each other, Abram dwelling in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelling in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent as far as Sodom. But the men of Sodom were evil, and sinned before Yahweh exceedingly so. And after Lot had separated from him Yahweh said to Abram, Now lift up your eyes and look from the place where you are, northward and southward and eastward and westward, for all the land which you see, I shall give to you and your seed forever. And I shall make your seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man could count the dust of the earth, then your seed also could be counted. Arise, walk in the land through its length and its width, for I give it to you. So Abram moved his tent, and went and dwelled by the terebinth trees of Mamre, which are in Hebron, and built a slaughter place there to Yahweh. Chapter 14. And it came to be in the days of Amraphel, sovereign of Shinar, Arioch, sovereign of Elasar, however you say that, Kedorla Omer, sovereign of Elam, and Tidal, sovereign of Goyim. It's an interesting word, Goyim. Pretty sure in Hebrew it means nation out of covenant. But anyways, that's besides the point. So these sovereigns, they fought against Bera, sovereign of Sodom, Birsha, sovereign of Amorah, Shinab, sovereign of Admah, Shemeber, sovereign of Seboim, and the sovereign of Bela, that is Zoar. All these joined together in the valley of Siddim, that is the salt sea. 12 years they served Kedorlaomer, And in the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year, Kedorlaomer, and the sovereigns that were with him, came and struck the Rephaim in Ashtaroth, Karnaim, and the Zuzim in Ham, and the Emites in Shaweh, Kirathaim, and the Horites in their mountain of Seir, as far as El Paran, each or which is by the wilderness. And they turned back and came to En Mishpat, that is Kadesh, and struck all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites who dwelt in Hatztetzan, Tamar. And the sovereign of Sodom, and the sovereign of Amorah, and the sovereign of Admah, and the sovereign of Seboim, and the sovereign of Bela, that is Soar, went out and joined together in battle in the valley of Siddim against Kedorlaomer, sovereign of Elam, and Tidal, sovereign of Goyim, and Amraphel, sovereign of Shinar, and Aryok, sovereign of Elisar, 4 sovereigns against 5. And the valley of Siddim had many tar pits, and the sovereigns of Sodom and Amorah fled and fell there, and the remainder fled to the mountains. And they took the goods of Sodom and Amorah, and all their food, and went away. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and left. And one who had escaped came and informed Abram the Hebrew. Abram the Hebrew. Wow, that's the first time we've seen that. And one who had escaped came and informed Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt by the terebinth trees of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Anir, and they had a covenant with Abram. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his 318 trained servants. Dope. He armed his 318 servants who were born in his own house, and went in pursuit as far as Dan. And he and his servants divided against them by night. So they ran a night op. Super cool. And struck them and pursued them as far as Hobah, which is on the left of Damascus. Or I'd imagine that's Damascus. So he brought back all the goods, and also brought back his brother Lot and his goods, as well as the women and the people. And after his return from the striking of Kedorlaomer, and the sovereigns whom were with him, the sovereign of Sodom came out to meet him in the valley of Shaveh, that is the sovereign's valley, and Melchizedek, sovereign of Shalem, or Salem, brought out bread and wine. Now he was the priest of the Most High El. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High El, possessor of the heavens and the earth. Wow. And blessed be the Most High El, who has delivered your enemies into your hand. And he gave him 1/10 of all. And the sovereign of Sodom said to Abram, Give me the people and take the goods for yourself. But Abram said to the sovereign of Sodom, I have lifted my hand to Yahweh the Most High El, the possessor of the heavens and the earth. not to take a thread or sandal strap or whatever is yours, lest you should say, I have made Abram rich. Except only what the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men who went with me, and their Eshcol and Mamre, let them take their portion. So Abram's saying, let my guys, let them take their portion. As for me, I'm not taking anything. I'm here for Lot, and I have raised my hand to the Most High that He is going to prosper me, not you. So, super cool. He's taking care of his boys, letting them do what they do, letting them be blessed in his household, but also establishing the understanding that the Most High is going to make me rich, not some sovereign of the earth. Super cool. Love the attitude, right? Then it says, after these events, chapter 15, after these events, the word of Yahweh came to Abram in a vision, saying, do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield. Your reward is exceedingly great. And Abram said, Master Yahweh, what would you give me, seeing I go childless? And the heir of my house is Eliezer, son of Damasek. And Abram said, see, you have given me no seed, and see, one born in my house is my heir. And see, the word of Yahweh came to him, saying, this one is not your heir, but he who comes from your own body is your heir. Praise Yah. And, verse 5. And he brought him outside and said, look now towards the heavens and count them, the stars, if you are able to count them. And he said to him, so are your seed. So he said that promise a couple of times now. And I'd imagine Abram is getting pretty discouraged. He's like, I have no sons. You promised me this is the seed of my people. This is my inheritance. And yet, I have no sons. I have no children of my own. Yet he remains faithful. Interesting. In verse 6, 15:6, and he believed in Yahweh, and he reckoned it to him for righteousness. So notice there it says lowercase he believed in Yahweh, and capital he reckoned it to him, lowercase, for righteousness. So what it's saying there is, and Abram believed in Yahweh, and Yahweh reckoned it to Abraham for righteousness. The righteous shall live by what? Faith. Okay. And we are granted righteousness according to the Most High by what? Our belief. And essentially, as we progress through the word, see, he believed on the Father's word in his character, right? But now we believe in Yeshua that he is the Most High living God, or he is the only begotten Son of the Most High living Yah, and that no man comes to the Father but through Yeshua. So super cool. And that by that we can receive the righteousness of our Most High. But he believed, Abram believed in Yahweh, and Yahweh reckoned it to Abram for righteousness. And he said to him, and Yahweh said to Abram, I am Yahweh who brought you out of Ur Kasdim to give you this land to inherit. And he said, Master Yahweh, whereby do I know that I possess it? And he said to him, bring me a 3-year-old heifer, and a 3-year-old female goat, and a 3-year-old ram. Turning the page, sticking together, there we go. And a turtle dove and a young pigeon. Verse 10, and he took all these to him, And Abram took all these to Yah, and cut them in the middle, and placed each half opposite the other. And he did not cut the birds. And the birds of prey came down on the carcasses, and Abram drove them away. And it came to be, when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, that a frightening great darkness fell upon him. And he said to Abram, Know for certain that your seed are to be sojourners in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. So Yah is telling him exactly what is going on, what is going to happen to his seed, the Hebrew people. So it's no surprise. Abram knew from the beginning. But the nation whom they serve I am going to judge, and afterward let them come out with great possessions. And they did. Praise Yah. Now as for you, you are to go to your fathers in peace. You are to be buried at a good old age. Then, in the 4th generation, they shall return here, for the crookedness of the Amorites is not yet complete. And it came to be, when the sun went down and it was dark, that a smoking oven and a burning torch passing between those pieces, referring to the pieces of the animals that Abram cut in half, that a burning torch passing between those pieces. It came to be, when the sun went down and it was dark, that a smoking oven and a burning torch passing between those pieces. They were passing. In that same day Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, saying, I have given this land to your seed, from the river of Mitzrayim to the great river, the river Euphrates. With the Canaanite and the Kenizzite and the Cadmonite and the Hittite and the Perizzite and the Rephaim and the Amorite and the Canaanite and the Girgashite and the Jebusite. So all of those nations are handed over into the hand of the Hebrew people. Praise Yah. All right, we're going to stop there. Tomorrow we're going to hit 16, 17, and 18. There's 3 chapters each day, and we're just gonna keep knocking it out. Shalom. Bless you.